Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to run through the first part of a two-parter about displaying RTSP camera feeds in Home Assistant. In this video we'll show you how to set up an RTSP camera and display a live stream in a picture glance card on a section view dashboard. In the second part we'll address the possible performance issues you might have and reduce the loading time by using an integration called the WebRTC. For the purposes of this demonstration, we'll be using a Sonoff CamSlim. This is a USB powered security camera that's super cost effective, has 1080p, IR night vision, two-way audio, motion detection, alerts and smart seams. But most important for this demonstration, it supports the real-time streaming protocol, or RTSP as it's better known. Links and discount codes in the description if you want to pick one up. So let's get clicking and see how we do this. I'll assume that you have already added the camera to the eWeLink application. Now the only configuration you'll need is to activate the RTSP feed. You'll need to do this with whatever camera you wish to use. Press the three dots in the top right hand corner. Scroll down to More Settings. Select RTSP. Toggle on RTSP. Optionally change the RTSP account name. Press the RTSP password. Set a password. Just be careful to follow the instructions and do not use the @ %, ampersand, plus sign, question mark or backslash. Exclamation marks are fine. Press save. Press the back arrow in the top left hand corner. Now let's create a link for the RTSP that we can use in Home Assistant. Press create RTSP link. Now the link will always be the same if the IP address of the camera, username and password are the same. Press copy. Now you'll need this link on your PC if you are configuring your Home Assistant from the desktop browser. Alternatively, you can configure the RTSP integration on your phone. I emailed myself the link for easy access. So let's quickly confirm that the feed is working. For this I'll use VLC, which is a very powerful media player. I'll put links in the description to a free download. Open VLC. Press Media in the top menu. Select Open Network Stream. Paste the RTSP link that you copied from your eWeLink into the network URL field. Press play. You will now see the RTSP stream displayed. And that's it for the eWeLink configuration and testing of the RTSP stream. Now we need to move over to our desktop to configure Home Assistant. Back in Home Assistant, press the Add Generic Camera Integration link in the description, or press Settings, Devices and Services, press the blue Add Integration button in the bottom right hand corner, search for and select Generic Camera. You'll be presented with the configuration of the generic camera. Looks complex but fundamentally is very simple. The first field is a URL for a still image that is generated by the camera. Check your camera documentation for this address. In my case this camera does not support this, which is fine and I'll leave blank. The next field is the important one. This is the RTSP URL for the video stream. Copy the URL that the eWeLink app generated into this field. Now the RTSP transport protocol I left blank and this worked fine. I've asked Sonoff to confirm what this should be set to and will update the description when they'd advise. If you know what this should be set to for a Sonoff CamSlim or the importance of this field, then why not let us know in the description below. For the authentication, you can leave this at basic. Since you have already entered the username and password in the RTSP link above, you can leave the username and password blank. For the frame rate, this will be dependent on various factors such as the camera and the network, so it's best to play with this value for optimal performance. But since we're going to be addressing this in part 2, we'll leave this as the default. For Verify SSL certificate, disable this if you have a HTTP only based camera, or if you have a self-signed SSL certificate and have installed the certificate, then enable for verification. Now press submit. As I don't have a still image for this camera, it will not preview correctly, but the feed is working as we've already shown. Tick this image looks good and press submit. Optionally allocate the camera an area and press finish. Now we have the camera installed, let's rename the camera. Search for and select Generic Camera. Press the three dots to the right of the camera name. Select Rename. Give the camera an appropriate name, in my case Study Camera, and press OK. Now let's rename the entity and optimize the camera. Select the device. Now select the camera sensor. You should see a preview of the camera stream. Now let's tune it. Press the cog in the top right hand corner. Change the entity ID to something that's easy to identify. Optionally allocate your labels to your camera. If you don't know what labels are, then maybe watch the video in the pop-up above. Now, one way of minimizing the load times is to preload the camera stream. Just note that this will keep the camera stream running in the background. As such, it puts a demand on the camera and also on the network. But since camera video streams are small and the camera power utilization is very low, this might not be an issue for you. In my testing, ticking this option reduced the latency from 2 to 3 seconds down to 1 to 2 seconds. If you wish to enable preload, then toggle the switch now. Optionally change the orientation of the camera stream. This would be important if your camera is inverted as it was ceiling mounted. Once you are happy with the settings, press update. Now we should not need to restart Home Assistant to make the camera available, but I would suggest checking the configuration and restarting whenever you make significant changes. Press Developer Tools, press Check My Configuration, verify the configuration will not prevent Home Assistant from restarting, press Restart, restart Home Assistant, and confirm with Restart. Once Home Assistant comes back, we are ready to add our camera to a dashboard. Now let's test out our camera by adding it to a dashboard. Navigate to the dashboard you wish to place your camera onto. I created this dashboard already, and it is using this section view that facilitates drag and drop. Press the pencil in the top right hand corner. Press the plus section in the center of the screen. Press the plus icon to add a card. Search for and select the picture glance card. I'll put a link to the picture glance card in the description for more details. Change the title to something more appropriate. In this case, Study Camera. Optionally enter the image path if you have one. This will be the URL to a picture that was used as the background for the image. Optionally enter the image entity if your camera supports this. In my case, I'll leave this blank as it is not supported. For the camera entity, press the drop down and select your camera. For the camera view, change this to live so you get the live feed on opening the dashboard. The live preview will be shown to the right hand side. Now scroll down and remove the unwanted entities at the bottom. Now press Save. You should now see your live feed is displayed. Now press Done. You should now see your live feed. As you can see, the latency of the action is approximately 3 to 4 seconds. Now this might be acceptable for you. This is all dependent upon the camera and the network and the processing. So that was a super quick introduction to getting RTSP camera feeds into Home Assistant with the generic camera integration and a picture glance card. Now, we didn't go into any of the advanced options available for RTSP feeds or the picture glance card, but I put links in both in the description so you can personalize accordingly. Part 2 of this video series is about how we can tune this and possibly reduce the latency of the camera. For this, we'll be using WebRTC, so don't forget to subscribe and be notified when that video comes out. And if I've helped you get your cameras into Home Assistant, then maybe a super thanks or PayPal donation. It's really appreciated. Until the next one, I hope your video feeds are all clear as a bell.